All right, what's going on, everybody? You know, I teased you guys on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go do that now. It's Citizen_Cycle. But I put teaser videos out there a lot for upcoming YouTube videos. So, and occasionally post videos of stuff you don't see on YouTube. But I teased everyone with a video idea a week or two ago, and then I got so caught up working on the whole comparison between Electric XP and Rad that I never posted or did this video. So I'm gonna do that now, but I wanted to let you guys know, because some of you have asked in the past what I do for e-bike security, locks I use and that kind of stuff. So let's take a look. All right, first off, this is my 2018 Rad Rover, which I've heavily modified. I do keep a running list of all the accessories and parts and everything I've done to this on my website, ridewithcitizen.com. So if you want to get any of these bags and racks and batteries and lights and all the, you know, crazy amount of accessories I have on this, they're all listed there with the links. So check that out. But this, like I said, started as my Rad Rover 2018. I've added a lot of money into this bike. A lot of money in performance upgrades and accessories, and you know, we're looking at a decent chunk of change here, right? So this is a $1,500 bike plus, you know, well over $1,000 worth of extras on it. So this bike's probably sitting between $2,500 and $3,000 total at this point. So I want to secure it. I don't want to lose it. I want someone to take it. So today I'm going to tell you what I do. Some of you might not like my system, but whatever, it's my system. Come up with your own. I'm just here to give you some information and show you what I do, and you can decide what you want to do from that point. So I think the first thing we should do is talk about the locks that I have. I have 3 locks. I really only use one of them. So let's take a look at those. All right, well, this is the first lock hiding right here. I bought this, it's a cheap lock off Amazon, right? And I knew it was cheap when I bought it, but I bought it just because I thought it would fit perfectly right there, in that, you know, I have this double bottle holder, this bracket that goes on that front mount there from MRI Denver. And instead of putting a water bottle on this side, I put the bike lock thing in there, and it just, you know, kind of snaps in there. There you go, right? This cheesy little, what is it, West Biking. And I got this basically because I just wanted to have a lock with me at all times, and I thought if I was ever out riding with, you know, my fiance, maybe I could use this to lock the bikes together and then lock mine to something else. So, but this is extremely flimsy and cheap. When I got it, it was kind of laughable. I was like, man, I could probably break this with my hands. And I actually did drop it the other day, and a piece broke off because it's like this is like plastic here. But I just thought it was cool looking how it, you know, winds itself up basically. So if you put the key in and unlock it, it just, you know, kind of unwinds. Very convenient how it winds up, but it's very flimsy. So don't use this. I mean, you can keep it like I do as an emergency backup or something, but yeah, I would not use this lock. So that's lock number 1. Lock number 2 that I actually use the majority of the time is this old, you know, kryptonite cable lock. It's just the easiest, it's the longest, easiest to reach around stuff. And I just go through the frame and the front wheel and lock it to something, right? So this is what I use most of the time, lock-wise. And then the third option I've got is this baby. This mega huge thick kryptonite Evolution it is. And I bought this right when I bought the bike initially. I was like, man, this is a big, awesome, badass bike. I don't want to have someone take it. I'm gonna go get a big, heavy, you know, badass lock. This thing is heavy. God, this thing probably weighs like freaking 10 pounds. And I used this for a while, and then I got to the point where I don't lock the bike up that much, so carrying all this extra weight with me would just seem like something I didn't want to do. So I have this one. I don't use it all that much. It is extremely heavy. It's really not that long. And the thing that bothers me about it the most, I would say, is the locking mechanism. So there's the thing right there that locks, right? And if you put the key in, it's actually very difficult. Okay, let's get the key in it. See, the key barely went in there, and then look, I'm twisting the key, nothing's happening. It's not unlocking. There, it finally went, finally unlocked. It's very finicky. It's not a smooth lock mechanism at all. So I'll find myself just I'll be sitting there for 2 minutes trying to get it, see, there it goes again, get it unlocked from the bike. It's annoying. This was an $80 thing, and I can't believe how poorly that lock functions. So I don't even use this one that much. So now you're probably saying, okay, well then what the heck are you doing? How do you lock this thing up? So now I'm going to tell you my system, my security system for this bike. And that is, I don't ever leave it alone. I don't let it out of my sight. That's my security. I rarely lock this thing up. I mean, it's 1 out of every 20 times that I ride, maybe 1 out of every 30, do I actually lock this bike up to something and leave it alone. So that is my main security. I don't leave it unattended because I don't care if it's that giant kryptonite lock or the small flimsy one. If you have an actual bike thief that's going after your bike, they're gonna get it. If you give them enough time, they're gonna get through any lock given enough time. So just don't give them the option. That's my main security thing. Don't leave it unattended. The second thing, I use in my system, I guess, is one of the locks, usually that thin cable lock. And I use that mostly as a visual deterrent, just to keep the opportunistic passerby honest. If somebody gets the itch to take this thing and they walk up and they see that it actually is locked, then hopefully that just discourages them and they move on. So I'd say that's my number 2. Just have some kind of lock on there, just as a basic visual deterrent. The other thing I'll say is I don't have any kind of routine. I don't go get coffee every Thursday morning at the same spot and park this bike there, and there's no routine of where this bike's going to be or left unattended at any period of time. So I got no routine for it. I never leave this thing alone for more than maybe 10-15 minutes if I ever do leave it alone. And the other thing is, right now we go out to eat at restaurants and stuff locally in town where there's outdoor seating, I'll just park the bike right next to my table at the outdoor area. So it's just always right there next to me. Or if I do go inside, I'll make sure I park this near a window so I can actually see it through the window if I'm inside the restaurant. So like I said, I don't take my eyes off it. I don't want to lose it. Love this thing. Now, the last thing that I do in my system of securing this bike is something, like I said, I teased it before, and I'll show you right here. So now we have, vibration security alarm. Now it's armed. So if anybody starts messing with the bike, it gives them a really freaking loud warning, like 113 decibels, I think it is. So I just touched the handlebar and it went off. So I've got that too. I can set just, key fob on, off. So if you go up, you touch it, it'll give you that warning like, get out of here. And if you touch it again in the next 30 seconds, it'll just go bananas, right? So that is another thing I've got. There you go, touched it. Now if I touch it again, there, I'll turn it off. So yeah, it's fun. Half of me bought it just because I wanted the key fob. I've got lock keys and bike keys, battery keys and stuff. And I was like, that's nice. I need a keychain. That's a good keychain, right? So yeah, there you go. I'll put, of course, the links. I'll put the links to all these locks in the description. Like I said, I use the cable lock the most. I'm not impressed with that other big kryptonite one. And of course, put the alarm link in there too. The alarm was cheap. It was a 2-pack. I got 2 of them for, I think it was like $30. So, but it's I don't know, it's just fun. It's handy to have, so I can just leave it, walk away, and just, punch it, button, and it's armed. It'll give the second beep. There you go. So you have like, 4 seconds or whatever to finish setting it before you leave. But it's pretty sensitive. You can set the sensitivity levels. You can set the volume levels. There's a finder button if you want to, if your bike's parked somewhere and you can't remember where. I don't know who would ever do that, but there you go. E-bike security. I encourage you to come up with your own system. That's mine. Small lock, vibration alarm, and don't ever let it out of your sight. That's what I use. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed. Do me a favor, leave in the comments, what you use for your bike security. Maybe you got some ideas that would be better that I'm not using. Always curious to see what other people do. So leave those for me so I can see that, and I'll talk at you later. Thanks.